Hey, welcome back. Hindsight 2020. This is video number 11. Wow, 11 videos already. I called this one picking up the slack and wearing too many hats. Before I get started, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos. And if you're new to watching my videos, thank you for being here. So oh my goodness. There was a point in time where I was trying to compensate, I was trying to compensate for family members that I lost. I was just trying to pick up their slack. For instance, like when my mom died, and my son lost a grandmom. When my dad died, my son lost a grandfather, and also my nephew. My nephew lost his grandpa and his grandma, which is my mom and my dad. And when my brother got killed, oh my god, my nephew, I was trying to, I guess in a way, put myself in my brother's place to kind of replace him so that my nephew didn't miss too much, and also so that he was still connected to his dad's side of the family. And then an uncle for my son. I was trying to pick up that slack too. So it was just and I lost other family members, but these are just the main ones that that were very significant in all of our lives, me, my brother, and my nephew. So when they passed away, I found myself going haywire, just trying to be everybody. I was not gonna say that I wanted to, but I felt like I had to. I felt like I had to now, on top of being a mom and a single mom, I had to now be a grandmom, and I had to be a grandpop, and I had to be a dad, like my brother for my nephew, and I had to be an aunt. I literally drove myself insane. I was really stretching myself extremely thin. And I was just being pulled from all kind of angles, and I'm not really sure why I even felt like I needed to do that, because we all lost these people, and it's unrealistic for me to have actually thought that I could replace these people. I think a lot of it came from me just feeling guilty, and for me feeling bad. Me as a mom and an aunt who I love my son to death, and I love my nephew to death. I love these kids dearly. I guess I felt bad. I felt really bad that they had to experience these losses. Now, I know that I experienced them, but I'm an adult, so I handle things differently. But kids don't handle that kind of thing that well all the time. And I guess a part of me just wanted to be there in replace of everybody else that physically wasn't here anymore, to kind of make a distraction. But what that ended up doing for me was, it drove me insane. I was, like I said, I was trying to wear all these hats, the grandmom hat, the grandpa hat, the aunt hat, the mom hat, the dad hat, and it was just I felt like my real position, which is an aunt for my nephew and a mom for my son, was on the back burner. So as far as me being a mom, I wasn't being like the best mom that I could be. And me being an aunt, like I wasn't the best aunt that I could be because I was trying to be all these other people. This is a really significant conversation for me because it's really something that I had to really come to terms with this. Like, I always put myself in positions to where I put a lot of shit on my plate that I don't need. And I put a lot of things on my plate and that just aren't for me. And honestly, like, I go into this out of the kindness of my heart, out of love, but it ends up backfiring. And I think in a nutshell, like, it really makes me look like a failure in a way to some people, because I'm really not able to take on I'm not able to take on all this. And in that case, like, I start slacking really bad. And then I just think that makes me look bad. You know, I have made promises and I've tried to do things like that I really didn't have the ability to do. So like, I had to learn slowly. Like, I started to realize that I just need to be a mom and I need to focus on my son as a mom. You know, I can't be grandmom, I can't be Carla, I can't be Frank, I can't be Uncle Frankie. I can't be those people. You know, and on top of that, for my son, with the absence of his own father, like, I was trying to be a dad to him too. And like I said, it made me like, I became, what's the word I want to use? I can't even think of the word I want to use. But I became not a failure, but I just became like, I can't think of the word. I want to say incompetent, but I'm not in it. That's not the word that I want to use. I don't know, and picking up slack and trying to wear all these hats was something I realized later was like my coping mechanism to cope with the deaths myself. I think it kept me busy, and it kept my mind going, and it kept me going physically. So it just kept me really busy, but for the wrong reasons. What did I learn from that? I learned that I can only be me. I cannot replace people, especially that many people. I learned that I need to stay in my place, and that life has to take its course in other people's lives who were affected by these deaths. Life has to take its course with them. I can't try to stop that. You know, like, I have to let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And the only way to do that is to stop trying to control what happens by trying to make up for all these people. I just can't do it. And I just learned that I can live a more quality life, and I can be a more quality type of mom and aunt if I just focus on those areas that I do have control over, which is being a mom and an aunt. So, I feel better. Like, I mean, it's been a while since I really started figuring this out, like maybe a year or so ago, where I started to just be who I am, and a mom and an aunt. And I started to feel better. Like, I don't feel completely stretched thin. If I can't do something for my nephew, then I can't. And of course I feel like shit. But I understand that I'm out here by myself, and like, I just cannot do everything. And the situation is unfortunate for all parties involved. But I try to do the best that I can whenever I can with both my boys, my nephew and my son. But that's all I can do. That's all I can do. And I'm one of those people, like, I started to notice all this about myself, like the fact that I take on more than I'm actually able to handle. I started noticing this when I really wanted to, like, pursue some things for myself. And in that pursuit, I started noticing within myself that I was bounded by so much. Like, I just had so much on my back that I couldn't even move. Like, I have these aspirations, but I could never get anywhere because I was bounded by so much. So once I started to know that, I started to pick it apart and realize that I got to drop some weight off. And I can only do what I can do. You know, you can't really ask somebody, and nobody did ask me. Nobody put these requirements on me. It's never been expected, but it's just me. I'm just the type of person where I love to see people happy, and I love to see people thriving, and I don't like to see people hurt. And like, I have this ability about me to just take on other people's pain, and I'll absorb it, and I'll take it so that they don't feel it. And I've always been like that. I always wanted to take the pain away, even if it caused me to have pain. It's a Pisces thing. It's just a Pisces thing. It's nothing wrong with it. Like, I mean, there is things wrong with it, like if you can't handle it or if it's just too much. But, I mean, it's just who I am. It's my nature. But I also know now that I can't go anywhere like that. I'll never get anywhere like that. And I started to take off all the hats. And, I mean, and without all the hats, like, my head is a lot lighter. My body's a lot lighter. My stresses are still really high, but they're my stresses, which is a lot different than taking on stress of other people. So I'm thankful for my realizations. Like, they're really helping me to grow as an individual. I'm seeing a lot of mistakes I've made in the past, and I'm just starting to see, like, a lot of reasons why I seem to stay stuck or repeat things in my life, because I have to learn from them and I have to move forward. But yeah, so picking up the slack and wearing too many hats. Was I wrong? Was I wrong for trying? Was I wrong for, trying to make up for these losses? No, I don't think I am. I did the best that I could. I did what my heart wanted to do. So, this is a much shorter video. Usually my videos are really long, but this is a short one. I mean, it's very basic. I was doing too much, and I had to stop. Not even slow down. Just stop. And these kind of things, like these decisions, are hard to make sometimes, but when you know that you're making them for the greater good, it's not hard. and the greater good is me, because I always have to do what's best for me. You know, that saying where make sure your cup is full and whatever's running over is what you have to give to the world is true. Like, you always have to make sure that you are 100% full before you can go giving yourself away. Because if you go and give yourself away from a cup that's not full, then you're depleting yourself. And that's what I was doing a lot. I've done that my whole life. Like, that's just who I was. But anyway, yes. So drop some comments if, you're like me, you were one of those people who tried to overcompensate, took on more than you could handle, and you found yourself, having to let go, or, having to stop doing some things, and maybe it made you feel bad, or maybe you felt good about it, and maybe got backlash about it, like people didn't like it. That's one thing. Like, when you stop the bus, people don't like that. But you always got to do what's best for you. Always. So anyway, I gotta get in here and get my dinner started. But as always, I do appreciate everyone watching. And I don't really have anything else to say. But that's all I got for y'all. So I love y'all as always, and everybody have a blessed and wonderful Sunday.